talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I saw it opening night, and what word can I use to describe this movie, to sum it all up? It was delightful. Seriously, it was a good time. Like many gamers my age in our early 30s, the early 90s was all about Nintendo and Sega. And if you had a Sega, by default, Sonic was a huge part of your childhood. I had Sonic 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Spinball, even some of the crappy ones like Sonic 3D Blast, but I still enjoyed them. And then later games after Sonic Adventure were hit or miss completely. But the movie does its own original thing. It's not specifically based on any game. It's definitely more inspired by the Sonic Adventure / Sonic X era, where Sonic is on Earth and there's actual people, versus him being Planet Mobius, which was his home back in the day, surrounded by a bunch of cute little animals that he has to save from being turned into little robots. When I left this movie, I left it thinking the same exact thing I thought when I saw the Angry Birds movie. I thought to myself, why the hell was that movie so good? I wanted to go support the movie anyways because the creators actually listened to fan feedback and changed the design of Sonic to something more like the games. So I was okay with giving a couple bucks, taking the family to go see it and watch a mediocre movie. It was really good. It's got multiple callbacks to the classic Sonic universe, and if you're an adult, keep in mind one thing. It's very child-friendly. It is most definitely a children's movie. There's no ultra-violence, there's no dirty jokes, there's no curse words. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying it's Sonic. It's for kids. So are the games. They're awesome, but they are for kids. But if you were a Sonic kid in the 90s, yeah, you're going to enjoy it. And there's even a reference to chili dogs, which was one of my requirements for this movie. There had to be a chili dog reference. And it's so quick that if you're not paying attention for a second, you'll miss it. If you don't know anything about Sonic, if you didn't grow up playing Sonic, if it's just some video game movie that looks interesting to you, I don't think you're really going to enjoy it as much. You do have to be kind of a Sega kid to really enjoy this movie. But the creators of the movie knew what they were doing. They knew how to target nostalgia. The opening of the movie opens up with a big Sega logo with a bunch of 16-bit Sega games all collaged together. The end credits is like a 16-bit version of the movie. It was awesome. And the story in the movie is really simple. Sonic lives on another planet on an island, which is very much Green Hill Zone from the original game. And people are always trying to go after him for his powers, so he gets sent to other planets to keep him safe, and ended up on Earth throughout his entire youth. And he teleports to other worlds by thinking about his destination, and he throws a ring in the air and he jumps through it, since it's a portal. I thought that was all really kind of clever, because it's basically the bonus stage ring from the classic games. Sonic jumps into these big rings, and then he teleports to a bonus stage. They took that and ran with it as a main plot point in the movie. So, of course, the bad guy, Dr. Robotnik, finds out about Sonic and wants his powers to power up his robot creation, and Sonic teams up with a human to stop him. That's all you need to know about the story. Like I said, it's very basic. There's no huge plot twist. It's not deep at all. And the acting from the human characters honestly isn't anything special. What saves this movie is two things: Sonic and Dr. Robotnik. When the first trailer for this movie aired, I'm talking the very first original one, I didn't make a video on it because everybody was making a video on it and everybody had the same opinion on it, including me, so I didn't have anything new to add. It looked horrendous. The new design that they created for the movie, there's no comparison as to how much better it actually looks. It's literally perfect, and Sonic is so expressive. You could sit in the theater, look at him, and think, okay, that's Sonic. They got him right. You know, I am curious, though. If they come out with this on Blu-ray, I would like to have some kind of, like, special edition original cut of the movie, where you could watch the movie with the original CG. I'm still curious to see how that would have turned out. But in the movie, Sonic, he's cocky, he's got a lot of energy, he talks a lot. He's Sonic. Everything you'd expect out of Sonic, they nailed it. And Dr. Robotnik was quite possibly my favorite thing about this movie. If you're my age, you definitely grew up watching Jim Carrey comedy movies. Ace Ventura, The Mask, among many others. Jim Carrey had a certain comedic style that no other actor can really replicate. Now, I do want to say he acts nothing like Dr. Robotnik. Jim Carrey in this movie is just Jim Carrey at his best. It's that 90s goofy humor where the creators of the movie probably just handed him a script and were like, here, just be you. And he's wildly entertaining. He honestly got a couple chuckles out of me in the theater. And what made it even better was that there was this guy sitting right next to us. He was having a giggle fest. He was having the time of his life with this movie. Every single thing Jim Carrey said or did in this movie, this guy would burst out laughing in the theater. It was insane. But that's the effect that Jim Carrey movies used to have on people. My one complaint, which was my number 2 requirement besides the chili dogs, was that Sonic never calls him Dr. Robotnik. I wanted to see that happen because he did it in the cartoon. But that's okay, I'll forgive it, because they did the chili dogs. And without going into any spoilers, if you plan on watching this movie based on this review, I urge you to stay through the credits. There is a mid-credit scene that absolutely sets up a sequel to the movie. And it was a scene that I jokingly said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if they do this? And they did it, completely not expecting it. So I flipped out. I jumped out of my seat. Go watch this movie. Go support it. It doesn't take much time out of your day. The whole movie was only like an hour and 40 minutes. Honestly, a Sonic movie does not need to be any longer than that. Even if you don't want to pay full price for it, go like on a cheap matinee showing. I know my local theater does like cheap Tuesdays. It's the only recent attempt I can think of with a movie or even a video game property at all where the creators took feedback wholeheartedly and made huge changes last minute. So I think it's definitely important to send that message that, hey, you did a good job, to kind of send the message to all these other movies that refuse to listen to fans and end up just going on their Twitter social media pages and bashing fans when a movie fails. Complete opposite. I think that alone warrants some support, but like I said before, putting that aside, they actually delivered a good Sonic movie. Something I thought would have been impossible to do in live action / CG. Not much more to say about it, but I would love to hear in the comment section below from other people that saw it also. Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? What would you like to see out of Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Start the conversation down below. I'll catch you guys later. Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.